Using some easier examples where we're adding interest. These aren't compound, it's just to show you how you would key these in on the calculator. Sam has £100 in the bank. Each year she will receive an extra 10% interest. How much will she have in total at the end of the first year? It's important to remember that when you're multiplying by anything that's less than 1, your answer gets smaller. Here we're adding on interest and we're being asked for the total amount and not just the extra percent. So the answer needs to get bigger. So we have to include the initial amount in our multiplication. So that £100 is 100% of the amount she has in the bank at the beginning of the year. That's one whole thing. When we're multiplying that and we're being asked for the total amount and not just the extra percent, we include the initial amount in the calculation. So you would be multiplying £100 by 1 and then the extra 10%, which is 0.1. So the calculation is £100 times by 1.1, which is £110. If Sam has £200 in the bank and each year she receives an extra 11% interest, how much will she have in total at the end of the first year? So again, that £200 is 100% of the amount of money in the bank account. So that's one whole. Because we're looking at what she's going to have in total and not just the extra percent that she's getting in interest, we include that £200 initial amount in the calculation. So your calculation will be £200 times by 1 and then adding on the extra 11%. So the 10% is 0.1 written as a decimal. Then there's an extra 1% to bring it up to 11, 0.01 as a decimal, and you add that on. And now you have £200 times by 1.11, which is £222. If you have a percent that is something point something, for example, Tara puts in £200, she will receive an extra 0.5% interest. What will she have in total? So remember that the £200 is 100% of what she's put in, so that's the whole 1. So we multiply that 200 by 1 and the extra 0.5%. Remember with percentages, if you divide the number by 100, you have the decimal. So 0.5% as a decimal is 0.005, and we add that on to the whole 1. There's nothing for the tenths, there's nothing for the hundredths, but we have a 5 here. So that's 200 times by 1.005. And that's £201 that she will have in total. So she's made an extra £1, but in total she has £201. Here's one more like that. Sam has £2,000 in the bank. Each year she will receive an extra 13.5% interest. How much will she have in total at the end of the first year? So that £2,000 is the 100%. Because we're looking at what she's going to have in total, we have to multiply that by 1 and the extra percent to get the total that she will have. So that's 2,000 times by 1. There's the 10%, which is 0.1, and then there's that 3%, which is 0.03, and then there's that 0.5%, which is 0.005. So the calculation here is £2,000 times by 1.135. and in total she will have £2,270 in the account at the end of the first year.